My promise to you at the end of this video is I'm going to teach you exactly why small talk is not bad. I'm going to teach you how to have small talk in the proper way. And as the side effect of doing this, you're going to see that your conversations you're going to have with people, they're going to be much deeper. And this person is likely to want to talk to you again because they're going to feel like you actually cared about them. And from a psychological point of view, humans are selfish and we like it when somebody else likes us. That is the promise of this video. Men have a harder time doing this because the way men think, we're very logical. We speak for facts, we speak for information, and we speak to fix things. Women are the opposite. Women speak to communicate and to build a bond. So for women, if you are a woman watching this, you might not struggle with this, but I might open your eyes as a different way of just asking deeper questions to any of your guy friends or girlfriends that you might have. Let's pretend you're a man right now, whether you are or not. Let's pretend you are a man. Well, if I was a girl and you were talking to me, guys, we go, hey, where are you from? What do you do for fun? Where do you live? Where do you work out at? Or what do you do for work? Would you travel anywhere? So you see how I'm jumping from one question to the next? It's almost like we're interviewing this person. And interviewing people in general is not very fun. I haven't been employed by somebody since almost 8 years now. I'm in a wheelchair. I tried to become a bank teller at Wells Fargo a long time ago, and I got interviewed by 2 different girls, and they just ask you questions and they just drill you with different questions, and it's not fun. The same thing applies when you're talking to any person in general. What I want you to do is when you're asking these questions, we want to have some fun with it. The whole purpose of talking to somebody is so you can get to know them. Otherwise, why are you even speaking to them in the first place? Now, if it's transactional, sure, you might only be talking to them because you need something. But what if it's your friend, a best friend, your girlfriend, your wife, your boyfriend, your husband? You had to get to know them at some point in time. So when you talk to somebody, you should want to get to know about them. I am telling you, your small talk should be asking questions about them. Now, the examples I gave you in the beginning, all of those were about them, yes, but I jumped from one question to the next. What I want to do is this. I want to ask them a question. Hey, what do you do for work? That is the question. Hey, what do you do for work? They're going to give me an answer. Based on that answer, which means that men, you have to practice active listening, meaning you have to actively listen to what they're saying because your response is going to be determined from what they said. What do you do for work? I'm a nurse. Now from here, we can go down different avenues. Oh, where do you work? Oh, what hospital do you work at? How long have you been a nurse for? Really? What do you like about nursing? Is there anything you don't like about nursing? Would you want to do anything else? If you could do anything else, all money aside, would you, or are you content being a nurse? That was kind of the same question, but now I threw in a variable. If money wasn't an issue, I can ask every single one of these questions before I move on to the next small surface level question. So if I were to role play this with you right now, hey, what do you do for work? Oh, I'm actually a nurse. Oh, that's amazing, man. You know, me being in a wheelchair, I naturally get along with people in the medical field because I wouldn't be alive if it wasn't for y'all. So thank you. Hey, quick question, man. How long have you been a nurse for? Oh, I've actually been a nurse for, I think, coming up on 4 years now. Awesome. What hospital do you work at? Sarasota, or there's a couple, Liquid Ranch and Manatee. Oh, I actually work at SMH. No, dude, that's actually one of the best in the area. That's where I was at, and I wouldn't recommend anybody going anywhere else, hospital-wise. Now, let me ask you this, man. You've been nursing for 4 years now. What do you like about? What do you like about nursing? Oh, I've never been asked this before, but I think I like nursing just because I get to help people, they're in a bad spot, and I just get to help them get back to feeling normal. That tells me you have a pretty caring personality, man. I really respect that. If money wasn't an issue, would you want to do anything else, or are you you're cool being a nurse for the rest of your life? That's a role play, guys. So what am I doing here? Every single time she's answering my question, I'm asking another one based on her response. I am subconsciously communicating to this girl that I want to get to know her. And that is going to, and I'm not asking interview questions because each one of these I'm just going deeper. Now I role played with you right here, so those answers could be different based on the person that you're talking to. But if I ask her like, what do you like about nursing? Well, that's gonna make her feel good because she's got to search for what she actually likes. Is there anything you do as a nurse that puts you in a really good mood? Instead of like, what do you like about it? Is there anything as a nurse that you do like consistently that just puts you in a really good mood? That framework that I just gave you, ask a question, small talk, ask a question. They give you an answer. You take that answer and you ask a question based on that answer. This is a very simple structure that if you follow, you will never run out of things to say as long as the person you're talking to isn't giving you like 1 or 2 word answers. Because I can sit here, I can have a conversation with the wall, I can talk to my Labubu's and they won't talk back. But if somebody doesn't put any effort into a conversation, there's only so much you're going to be able to do in order to continue that conversation. And talking to somebody that's showing no interest whatsoever is a complete waste of time and it's not fun. If you follow this framework like I just promised you, you will never run out of things to say. And if you do, let's say you ask a question and you don't know how to go deeper, that's fine. Then ask the next surface level question. Okay, well listen, what are you doing? How long have you been coming to this gym for? If you're at the gym, hey, well other than what do you do outside of work that, you know, puts you in a good mood? What do you do a lot in your free time? Is there anything specific? Now we're going into like, what kind of hobbies do you have? And then from there, she tells you, I like going to the beach. So, dude, what beach do you like? Which beach is your favorite? Which beach do you go to? How often do you go to the beach? Do you get in the water? Do you just stay in the sand? Do you go to tan? You can just ask all of these little like questions like that, guys. So if you like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. And hey, if you're somebody watching right now, if you want my help personally learning how to develop better social skills, become more extroverted, more confident in your body in general, I can help you do that. If you want more friends, more relationships, and just talk to more people, this is what I'm really good at doing. Click the link in the description to book a free consultation call with me. The first 3 people that I choose to take on, I am letting in for absolutely free. Afterwards, it's $19.97, so don't miss out on this if you want to work with me for free. This is for 8 weeks, not just like a 1-1 session. You're working with me for 8 weeks on this. So if you guys like this video and you want to continue improving your social skills, check out one of these 2 videos right here. Hey, I'll see you in the next one.